Kenneth Okonkwo has dropped another banger, and in this one, he fires back at Wike for denying his Igbo ancestries. In fact, the wisdom in Kenneth Okonkwo is top notch. Now, he was asked about his opinion on Wike denying his Igbo ancestries, and he laughed. After then, he said that he has seen Wike made so many promises and later recounted them. And he started with the 2023 presidential primaries, that he saw Wike raise his hands and made vow that whoever that emerges on that primaries, that he's going to support the person. But at the end, he supported Tinubu, which is another different person entirely. Now, he also said that he will never do anything that will make Peter Odere cry. And at the end, what he's even doing now is making Odere followers to scream. What about Peter Odere? And he never finished. He said that when Wike want to leave office as the governor, he said that he can never disturb his successor at the end of everything, that he will leave his successor to be. But today, as it stands now, that Wike's successor is the highest disturbed in the whole Nigeria. And it was like, you people should give the minister time. Anything he said that you don't like, just give him time. At the end of everything, he will still change. I was like, what do you mean? Kenneth Okonkwo also explained something that is very important, which I want you to listen to. He said that nobody has the power to determine where he or she will come from. That is only God that has the power to do that. Yes, as a human being, you can decide that you don't want to identify with where you come from, but you can never change where you come from. So he even made mention with his name, which is Nyesom Wike, and so many other things he explained. In fact, let it not be like I'm the one that is explaining all these things. Let me allow you to listen to Kenneth Okonkwo himself. And as you are listening to him, be clicking on that share button and also subscribe in case if you have never done so for more update. And after that, I'll be back. Let's go there.
FCT Minister Nyesom Wike denying his Igbo ancestry.
Well, you see, the issue of the FCT minister denying his Igbo ancestry is actually very amusing. I've seen the FCT minister, for instance, raising his hand and vowing during the presidential primary of PDP that whoever emerges from this primary as the presidential candidate, that I vow to support the person. He later on supported Tinubu in the presidential election after the vow. And he started saying, no, it's because he's from the South. And then I was asking myself then, when you were making the vow, were you not aware that you had some northern candidates that were contesting? You contested with them. When you were making the vow, did you say, I vow that if any southern candidate emerged from this convention, I'm going to support the southern candidate? Is it, if any person, if anybody emerges, I vow, use the word vow, to support the person? I saw him also vowing he would never say anything against Odele that will make him to cry. But the thing he's saying about Odele now is even making Odele's followers to scream. Then you can imagine Odele himself. I saw him also vow that once he leaves office, he will leave his successor to have peace and will not come to disturb him. That is not the kind of person that disturbs his successor. His successor is the most disturbed successor in the whole Nigeria. So he has made a lot of vows which he had recanted. So if you don't like what the FCT minister is saying, just be patient. He will soon change. But let me talk about the issue of ancestry. Nobody chooses where he comes from. It's God that determines where you come from. That is one. Then secondly, the basis of nationhood from the ancient time is language. If you recall the Bible from the Tower of Babel, when God wanted to create nations out of the unipolar world, then he said, let us go and scatter their language. So when God did it, you discover that people now who understood each other, what they were speaking, now aggregated and became part of one nation. So it is language that determines your nationhood. Ikwere is Igbo, 100%. Ikwerego na Chineke dị mma. Ikwere. Wike means Wike because in Igbo land, some dialects use the word Wike. If you remember the former Senate president is Adolphus Wambara. So it's dialectical. Nyesom is Igbo. So by virtue of language, Ikwere is Igbo. And it is in his constitutional right to say he does not want to identify as Igbo. That's his constitutional right. But he cannot say he's not Igbo. Because by language, by tribe, he is Igbo and he doesn't have a choice about it. And again, if a Wike that is just a politician talks about Igbo, and the president of Ohanese, who happens to be an Ikwere man, Senator Azoka Mbata, talks on what concerns Igbo. And then Wike's own political leader, who is Fubara, because the PDP concern is very clear. Once somebody is a governor, he is the leader of the state. If Fubara had welcomed Senator Azoka Mbata as the president of Ohanese, who is from Ikwere, I would rather believe these people because they have the political and cultural right to say where Ikwere people are from. And then from their language, Azoka, the back is strong. It is pure Igbo. However, like I said, it is a man who has complex that is even making his nationality an issue. I tell you something. At times, I go to church to give thanks to God for the honor and privilege of making me an Igbo man. You know why? Ndị Igbo are one of the rare gem in the whole world that can create their way out of any problem they are in. After the war, they were given 20 pounds. Before 10 years after the war, they are already the richest wherever they are. Adding value, creativity. 22 years after the war, we were already creating living in bondage in Igbo, somewhere in Lagos, that has started in Nollywood, that is ranking about the second now in the whole world. Creativity, which is a gift from God. Before the war, you always hear about Igbo man. An Igbo man will sit down, and whenever he has any issue, he creates his way out of the problem. Do you know that since the Igbos were purged out of the civil service of Nigeria, out of the leadership from the highest quarters, Nigeria has never recovered from it. The best time of Nigeria was before the Civil War. And then the Igbos were in charge of practically majority of the sectors in Nigeria. So what I'm telling you is that I thank God. I always ask God, what have I done for you to give me the privilege to be an Igbo man? And you can see it because he has given me all the faculties, mental and physical, to survive without governmental assistance. Pure creativity. So Ndi Igbo are not looking for people to be Ndi Igbo. Ndi Igbo are already grateful to God that they are made to be Ndi Igbo. Ikwere people are the ones who rightly identified themselves as Igbo, rightly indicated interest to be president of Ohanese, and Ndi Igbo from the southeast, knowing that they are our brothers. One thing you can't find in the DNA of an Igbo man is segregation. No. Because by nature he's a traveler, he is a trader. And these two natural traits demand that you welcome everybody from wherever they come from. I'm sure that even if Yoruba and Hausa want to say they have become Igbo tomorrow, Igbos will still accept them, and all of us will be one. That is just it. So when you say Wike is saying, don't be surprised if you go to him private, with his voice. When you're walking about Igbo, you can believe Igbo, you can blow Igbo. You're not here politics. You want to know your politics, you can blow Igbo. You'll be surprised, that's what he will say. So Wike is Igbo, or let me say Ikwere is Igbo, but Wike has the right, just like he has done before, to say he does not want to identify as Igbo. That's his fundamental human right. But if you don't like it, just be patient. He will soon change.
You get the point. Now, what do you think that Kenneth Okonkwo was trying to explain? That he has seen Wike made so many vows, and after he recounted all of them. So does it mean we should give him time? Maybe after, he will still change. In fact, let me allow you to share your own thought with me on the comment section. And of course, you know the vibe now. Click on that subscribe button, follow, and share for more updates. Because like this, hey,